Right now, it is Friday, August 15th, 2024. It's early in the morning, getting ready to head out the door on another road trip to Florida. Going to help out a family, explore some places, and do things that are more positive than being home and stressing out about so many different things, especially the thing that I discovered in the woods the other day. And I'll get into that later, but something else happened yesterday, and I did record something about it. And I don't know if I want to include it in this video because I was highly stressed and very angry because I was scammed out of my entire retirement account. My entire savings gone, just like that, totally vanished. And I don't know, I'm not trying to be negative. I just want to be positive. Maybe I'll include the clip that gets into detail of what happened. But I am done with this whole stalker situation. And a part of me thinks the stalker has something to do with it, but let's just move on to the positive things. And that is what's up ahead. And hopefully things will be fine. Hopefully things will go well. Hopefully I don't get any notifications about anything. And if I do, I'm just gonna try to focus on the positive and not let it get to me, because I am really sick and tired of this whole thing. I just want it over. And I'm sure you do. You know, we just want to move on and have a better experience in our lives and just need to get past this. So getting a few things together and getting out of here. It's Friday, August 15th, 2024, and on another road trip to Florida. Just gonna go do things after I help this family out again. So that's what I'm doing. Beautiful day today. Made it here to my destination, which is also on the way to my other destination to help the family out. So doing my walks here. Beautiful day for that. Never know what you might find in the water. Now, this whole area was flooded when there was a storm. This was all underwater. The water is a little kind of hard to see through. Well, it's Friday, the 15th of August, 2024. And just glad I'm able to help this family out. It gives me something positive to do to get my mind off of some of the stressful things going on in my life, you know, so this is a great positive experience. So just getting my steps in the meantime. It's really nice out here. This area was flooded though, but it looks like it's drained since that hurricane came through. So that's a good thing. I'm going to continue walking, go somewhere where there's not a lot of wind, because you're probably hearing wind in this video right now. I don't want to bother your ears with the sound of the wind blowing, so going to walk over to the little secluded area. Yeah, some beautiful birds out here. Really nice. It's a good sight to see out here. There's where we want to go, right over there. See, it's in the shade. It blocks some of the wind. This was underwater. It was crazy. Because all this water came up to here. It is still Friday, August 15th, 2024. Yeah, I do say the date a lot because I just want to let you know this is new content and it's not something that's re-uploaded from a long time ago. This way you're reassured that it's new, right? I did upload a video the other day, and I know some of you are getting tired of this whole stalker situation. And believe me, I am myself. I am really extremely tired of it. And I would just wish it was over with, but it's just part of being a content creator on YouTube. When you put yourself out there on social media and you grow a large following over the years, the probability of having someone who's obsessed with you or having some kind of stalker is much higher than if you never had any kind of social media. So this is something that I'm dealing with. And it's something that started a few years ago. And this is separate from other situations involving stalkers. But this particular one seems to be an obsessed woman who wants to marry me. So this is in a whole different category because of her obsession with me and wanting to marry me. The other stalking situations involved a whole different thing, and I don't even want to get into that. That's the past. But I would much rather share positive content, something that is wholesome and makes you feel good after you watch the video. That's my goal. That's what I really want to do. I don't want to bring negativity to the channel. I don't want to share negative stuff. There's no need in that. Like, why would I want to continue on with this whole stalker thing? If I had a choice and I could just turn the switch off and it'd be over with, believe me, I'd be trying to look for that switch so that this can be done with. There are some things that we have control over and some things we don't have full control over. And what other people think and what they do is something that I have no control over. Now, I may have some influence on it and I may be able to put an end to some of that. There's only so much you can do while complying with the law. And so I'm not going to take the law into my own hands to settle something. But in the meantime, I am just trying to be happy. And that's all I can do for now. But what can you do in a circumstance where you have someone who wants to be part of your life, wants to marry you, who has nothing better to do but, I don't even really want to talk about it. I just want to continue my walk here and enjoy my time on the water, because that's what it's all about. Having fun. Life is about having fun, doing the things that make you happy, being there for other people. And that's what I want to do. Now, unfortunately, there has been someone who has gotten into my bank account. So it's been a very stressful thing. Someone, a scammer, has literally emptied out my entire retirement. And, I've had time to get angry. I've punched some things. I've let my temper get the best of me. I have been through a lot, different emotions that I have felt through this process. And I cannot help to think that this stalker woman has something to do with this. The thing is, I've contacted the bank, and since I've contacted them early enough, this might be able to be addressed where I recover the money that was lost. Now, yes, I'm highly stressed, but I cannot let it stop me from living life. I just have to stay positive. I'm putting trust in the banking system because they're FDIC insured. And there are some things that may not be covered, and especially if you take too long to address an issue. If you let it go too long, then it's going to be a lot harder to get your money back. But in this circumstance, at least I jumped on it early because I got a notification of a big transaction, and it really freaked me out. And so at first I thought maybe this was fake. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe somebody's pretending so that I log into a bank account. And then, of course, it's some fictitious website and they grab my personal information. But I directly went to my banker's website and logged in and noticed that there was a wire transfer out of my account. I don't know how somebody got into the account or who, but the only person who had access to any of my apps or accounts was that stalker woman who had stolen my iPhone 3 years ago. Now, I had made some changes in the account, but she had access to my Apple account, which updates passwords in the keychain. So that's the thing that has been stressing me out. But I am not here to talk about this stalker woman. I am just telling you what happened. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a wholesome video of me enjoying the beautiful outdoors on my road trip down here to Florida while on my way to help out a family. So let's keep it at that. I know some of you are getting annoyed about the whole stalker thing, but like I said, it's something that's happening in my life and I just cannot change that. I mean, I can't get away from it, but it seems like it's a problem that follows me, It's something that just happens to follow me, and it's aggravating. And considering someone wants to marry me, they're obsessed with me, it's like she'll stop at nothing to get her way, and she's not getting her way. I'm not letting her get away, and I'm not giving in. It is very aggravating for me, and I know some of you are very worried and concerned about me, and I appreciate that, and it means a lot to me that you're concerned. And I know some of you don't get it. Some of you don't understand the complexity of this kind of situation, and some of you make a joke out of it. And I find that to be very disrespectful to do that to somebody, to have that kind of attitude. I don't appreciate that at all. If those people who have that kind of behavior, if they think it's a joke, they don't believe it, or they just have no respect for someone going through this, then maybe they need some prayers. Maybe they need to go to church. They need to spend their time in someone else's shoes who are dealing with stalkers, who are dealing with these kinds of things, and understand that these things can really take a toll on your emotions. And I just pray for those people who have that mindset, who just make a joke about something as serious as someone being stalked. I would never, ever joke about that with anybody. I would never, ever make it something that would be a laughing matter. I take that stuff seriously. So for those of you who have been lacking care, those of you who think this is some kind of joke, those of you who think this is just for YouTube entertainment, I pray for you, and I hope that you never deal with a stalker. I'm not going to be that person who's going to be angry and mean towards you, because I know when it comes to YouTube, there are so many different people out there in the world, and it's hard to know what's going on with people and what's real and what's not. And sometimes that just leaves a bad impression on the whole platform in itself. And people don't believe everything they see. And I totally understand that. I don't believe a lot of things that I see, and I'm a skeptic. But it's a serious situation when you deal with a stalker. And I just hope that nobody ever has to deal with that. It's a very hard thing to deal with. And this could have been over with. But considering it's a woman who's obsessed with me, and she seems to be pretty smart, and she seems to always find a way to elude the situation. She finds ways to be so sneaky that it doesn't point to her. And I think that changed when she had been discovered, because she got a little greedy. She slipped up, made some mistakes, and now she's in jail. And it's been a roller coaster for me. And when it comes to this stalker, until it's over, I really don't want to share too much about it. And considering that this person has an accomplice who has also disappeared for a while, I'm assuming that's the person who has been arrested. So we'll see how it goes. Just staying focused on the things that are very important. My loved ones, those that I care about, my good friends, got to be there for them. And I can't let this hold me back from being the best version of myself that I can be. These are very challenging times for many of us, and some of us may feel backed in the corner because of what's happening. You know, there's only so many things that we can do, and it creates a lot of stress and anxiety, and there's so much uncertainty out here, and there's only so much time that we have, living. Life is short, so we just have to make the best of life in itself and do what we can to stay happy and help make other people happy. I've never been a selfish person. I've always given when I can. When there's others in need, I'm there for them. If somebody ever needs me who I care about, I'll do anything to help them out. I'll drive across the world. I'll fly across the country, whatever it is. I'll go anywhere. I don't care if you're somewhere on another planet and I have to go get a space shuttle. I'll find my way to go there to help. And there's been a lot of people that have been needing my help lately, and I have been doing the best I can to provide that help. It's a bumpy road for a lot of us. A lot of uncertainty in this country, a lot of uncertainty in this world, and all we can do is just stay strong and do our part and be positive. There, it sums it up. This is not a stalker video. Maybe I mentioned a few things about the stalker, and I stressed about what I feel could possibly be related to the stalker when it comes to money that has been taken out of my bank account. I had enough time to get control of my emotions, And so that's why I'm able to say this in a more calm way. In the meantime, I'm going to continue my walk. There is so much out here that I want to discover and explore. Every time I come out here, I see new things. It's just a part of nature. I try to pay attention to the slightest little detail, but still, even then, I might overlook something. But then there's new things that happen. So you see new things as you explore. It's just part of the outdoors, like different animals, different people, different situations. There we go. Still walking. I got maybe another hour to go. Then I'm heading over to help the family out, but I gotta get my step quota met, Can't stop now. All right. Got my step goals. Up and down the steps, that's my goal, right? It's a random chair to sit in here. Interesting. into the long tunnel. It's a long tunnel down here. But at least it's air conditioned, so it feels good. Definitely feels good having the air conditioning in here. Makes the walking much more bearable, so this is another way for me to get my steps. Walking up and down the steps through the hallway, good exercise. I really don't want to keep bringing up the whole stalker thing, but it's part of what's going on in my life. And I feel like it's a big disservice to you if I hold back things like that, you know? Because then I feel like I'm not really sharing the things that are happening that are having a significant impact on my life. So I'm just not going to share the details. And let me just consider this a big break from the stalker, because what I had found in those woods could possibly just be something that has been sitting there for a while things were still happening, and I just happened to come across it now. And one thing about that mask is that mask that I found in the woods on the tree is a KN95 mask with the wraparound ear supports, okay? So the mask I was wearing in the video is a N95, and it has 3 sections horizontally that open up to make the mask bigger. And it's a whole full wraparound, 2 bands that go around your head, so it fully secures to your face. That's what I was wearing when I was opening up that bag that contained something that I can't even say on YouTube, and I don't even want to share about that right now. And that reassures me that no one has came into my house and has taken that mask. And I also looked to see if I still had the mask in the house. And when I looked at it, it's like, it just confirmed that it wasn't the same mask. So different mask that she had hanging in the tree than the one that I had worn when I was opening up that medical bag. So thought I'd mention that to clarify a few things, because some of you may have thought maybe she got it to my house again. You know, she hired someone to get in there and steal that mask as a way to try to scare me or something. But that mask, I don't know where she got it from. Surely isn't mine, so I'm not worried about that. So I have a feeling it's something that's been sitting there for some time now. That's the situation. Anyway, all of you are amazing, and I'm thankful that you're here watching my content on this channel. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And smash that like button, because it helps me have that incentive to continue uploading videos, and it's good for the YouTube algorithm. If you don't like the video, I understand. Not everybody's gonna like a video, but engage either way. That way I know what you're feeling, and comment below and share your thoughts as well. But here's the rest of the video. All right, finally, like, glad that I am now home. I mean, I had a great time. It was beautiful. Loved it there. Helped out the family. Did a lot. I feel like I definitely have accomplished a lot today. And that just makes me feel good. It's a very good feeling to help people out, you know, when they need your help. It just feels so good. It's the right thing to do, you know. And I'm just happy that I am able to help them out. So, enjoyed the walks at those beautiful places. Definitely a great experience there. I really do feel like I have accomplished a lot today. And now it's time to have me a late dinner, a very late dinner. I did bring some protein bars, and they're really good, but, you know, they don't last too long. You know, I eat the protein bars and then I'm still hungry. So I gotta go in the house, make a late dinner. It's kind of how it goes. But I really think that whenever I go to Florida and I go out to these places to explore, especially when I'm helping the family out, doing a lot of electrical work and climbing and pulling wire and just doing a lot of physical activity, I get so hungry. And they do offer me food. But then I feel like I'm imposing. You know, I get that way. I just want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to impose on anybody. But there were a couple occasions where they kind of really pressured me into eating, so I did. And, you know, had a good meal, enjoyed it. But I try not to make it a habit, because I don't want to really, you know, I don't know. I just want to be that person. Plus, I have a very particular kind of diet, and I don't want to be picky. Like there's certain things I just cannot eat. I don't have this traditional American diet that a lot of people have. I am just very strict when it comes to the foods I eat, and it can be complicated. So that's the other issue. But I'm gonna get inside. It's really hot. I heard something. It has been a very stressful time, considering what I've been dealing with. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I do have, faith. I feel like God's watching me, and even though it's a bumpy ride right now, that things are going to get better, things are going to work out, that I'm going to get past this. It's more involved than the whole stalker thing. It is. It has to do with a lot of money that's on the line right now, a lot of money that's missing, a lot of money that's been taken from me. And it's heartbreaking, but I'm not a materialistic person. I'm a sentimental person. That's me. I'm very sentimental. Money can be replaced. Money can be replaced. People can't. And so that's my mentality. But yeah, I'm nervous about money that's missing. It does create a lot of anxiety and uncertainty because I'm already struggling so much because of everything happening. So yeah, that creates a whole other level of anxiety. But you got to have faith. You got to have faith. You got to believe. You got to believe. You got to stay strong. You can't let it consume you. I feel like it's going to work out. I really do. Especially since I've been communicating with my broker, from the account. I have a bank account. I got brokerage accounts. I got banks that connect to each other. I feel like this is going to be okay. It's a rocky road. And I know I'm taking you along with me on this very rocky, guess a crazy roller coaster ride. And I think we're coming to that point where things are going to start to work out better. I feel like this is the rough patch, and it just gets better past this. I really do. I have to believe that. I can't just default to everything just going in the wrong direction, and then it just becomes a complete disaster. I cannot let that be my mindset. Although I have allowed those negative thoughts to bring me down that road, and I turn around and say, hey, I need to stop it for the sake of my mental health. I need to stop it. I need to be positive. And I want you to be happy, and I want you to be happy for me, and I want you to feel good, and I don't want to stress you out. Now, there are some video clips that I have because I was venting out. And I thought maybe grabbing a camera and venting out on camera would be a way. And this was after I had calmed down significantly. And I don't know if I want to share it with you. I'm not really sure if that's the right thing to do. I just feel like that just might be too negative and too stressful. But I give you that choice. I give you the choice. And that's the great thing about YouTube is you can press the play button, you can watch something, you can skip past something, and you can not watch something. And if you really want to know what was going on and you really want to see that part of the video, it's your choice to watch it. So it's not like I am making you watch a video of me being stressed. What you have witnessed is a very wholesome, positive thing where I was enjoying my time, exploring these beautiful places, watching the birds, the animals, feeling the beautiful fresh air and the breeze and the warmth of the sun. Even though it gets hot, the outdoor warmth is very nice. And at least I can cool off in the pool. I can cool off and get something refreshing to drink. And then I go in the air conditioning. So that's a great thing. And I want to continue to bring positivity to you. And it was never my intention to turn this channel into a very negative, direction where I'm stressed and I'm angry and, I'm venting out and all that. It's just the timing in my life. This is just what's happening. And I can't just pretend it doesn't exist because it's happening. Now, I could if I really wanted to, but it's not really good to bottle up your emotions and your feelings and try to repress those emotions and try to deny yourself the reality of things. Because when you try to do that, you're only just postponing the issue, and it could be worse because now these feelings are building up. Instead of addressing them and sharing your feelings with other people and feeling like you're not alone in this whole thing. Because when you hold it all in, you bottle it up, it can create so much pain inside. And it can be very disastrous emotionally over time when you're not having that interaction with people to discuss certain things to help you cope with what's happening. So having a community, having a friendship, having someone you care about, family, friends, whoever it is, when you're able to communicate with them about the things going on in your life that are just overwhelming, that are weighing you down, it really helps you. And so my YouTube channel is my outlet to connect with you, and it makes me feel less alone. I do have friends, but it's not like they are in my home 24/7. But YouTube, I've been doing this for so long that I've felt like I have a community here that's part of my life, and I know you care. And so I share these things. And I know some of you don't like the negative stuff. Maybe many of you don't. And that's why you can skip past the things that aren't so exciting and watch the things that make you smile. You don't have to watch the part where I'm upset about my retirement being depleted because of someone who's greedy and steals money. And I'm not going to blame it on the stalker woman, because then I feel like if I do that, then I am not considering the fact that maybe it's someone else that's not even involved. Because I don't go around blaming people unless I have enough proof or evidence that points in their direction. But even then, it's just alleged, So I'm not sure if this stalker or her accomplice has anything to do with the missing money. But of all the times for this to happen, it just seems a little sus to me. It really does. But hey, stay positive, smile, be happy. Don't be materialistic. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I have some faith in the bank and in the with my brokerage account. I really need to take a break. I'm starting to think about it, and I'm like, yeah, I can't hold back. But yeah, I guess we'll continue on in this video and see what direction it goes. If you start to see me getting upset, like I said, you have that option to skip or stop watching. You're not forced to see me angry or upset about the things happening in my life. And yeah, that's kind of how it is. So I got to go eat something. I am starving. Those protein bars don't last forever. So I got to eat something. Here is my warning to you. After this point of the video, I share clips of me from yesterday, which would be Thursday, the 14th of August. And I was very, very stressed out because of what has happened. And I decided to just record myself and talk about it because it's my way of venting, even though I was much more angrier earlier that day. So I feel like I'm much calmer when I was recording myself on the video, because I felt maybe if I shared it, it would help me cope with it. But I also don't want to dump it on you. So this is my warning that beyond this point, I'm highly aggravated and stressed out and have all these different emotions because of my retirement being depleted. Somebody had transferred my money out of my retirement account. And it's been an ongoing thing since then, trying to get that money back. There's been a wire transfer that sent it out. And so I am doing what I can to stay on top of this and stay on top of my emotions. So, like I said, warning, beyond this point, I don't want you complaining to me saying, Bobby, you're always complaining and bitching about this, complaining about that, you're angry, whatever. I just want to warn you. You don't have to see that beyond this part of the video. You can stop watching, and it's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't watch beyond this. You're amazing, and I'm thankful for you being here and being subscribed to my channel. And, life is short. And I did have a situation come up where my heart was doing some crazy things, and that was in the last few hours. And I'm just glad I made it back home. So it just makes me more appreciative of life in itself. And everything else is just materialistic things, and I can't let it control me. So beyond this point, it's just a fair warning to you from me, Bobby, the guy who's uploading the videos here. Just be reminded that it is not going to get pretty beyond this point. That's what I'm going to say. It's not going to get pretty. But if you turn away at this point, take care and be safe. Otherwise, continue on. And I warn you, it's not good. Right now, it is Thursday, August 14th, 2024, and I have been highly stressed today. And I am surprised that I have not destroyed things in my house. I had to take control of my temper because I get so aggravated that somebody has the nerve to steal what is mine. Something that is mine that I can't even do this. I can't. I need to just, literally, I've been told I need to take a chill pill. I literally have been told that because everything's happening. I can't even say how I'm feeling right now. I'm trying to spare you all this drama, but things are just happening. I feel like it's just spiraling out of control, and I don't understand why. And why is it me? Like, why? God, why is it me? I had to cut the camera off. I don't even know why why am I even doing this? I think I'm just stirring up anger, just trying to record and share this with you. I'm stirring up anger. I already went through this cycle of just aggression because of what happened, and I just got so angry. But I feel like I have much better control over my emotions, my anger, that I had when I was much younger. I didn't have roid rage like some people assumed. I just was very impatient, and I was frustrated, and I just had a short fuse. I wouldn't take it out on people, but I take it out on property. I would punch walls and just break things just out of anger, and I found myself almost destroying something that was valuable because of what happened. And I'm just at a point where if I don't get out of here, and if I don't find myself surrounded by people who are positive and people who are just kind and caring and respectful, that I don't know how much more control I can have over the feelings that I have. It's not fair. I work hard for what I have. I worked hard all those years. I put money away in my retirement, money away that I had in stocks. Recently, I cashed out a lot of stocks because things were getting rough. And I wanted to make sure it was in cash because I started having a little anxiety because It was like last week. Stocks were crashing. And I saw it coming and I just sold. I panic sold. So I had cash on the sidelines. I had cash sitting in the account on the sidelines. I did take a lot out. The rest of it was reserves, and what I took out was basically my entire retirement. But it was still sitting in the account in cash. And it settled in one day, because now there's a 1-day settlement, a T1 settlement instead of a T2 settlement. It used to be T3 settlement. Now it only takes a day to settle. Now, if it would have taken 2 or 3 days to settle, then no one would have been able to get the money. Unfortunately, since it settled faster, the cash was accessible and it was ready for transfer. And since somebody wired out money from my retirement, emptied it all out, only thing left was stocks, but all the cash is gone. I already went through a lot of emotions, and I'm a lot more calmer now than I was before. I am a lot more calmer. But nobody has the right to go into my account or whatever, touch my stuff. And I'm sorry, but a part of me, I don't want to bring this person up into it, but a part of me thinks that it has something to do with this stalker who has been harassing me. I don't want to blame anybody, but she did steal my iPhone 3 years ago, and got into my accounts. And I've had several attempts where I saw login attempts several times in the past. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go log in and see what's going on. And I've changed passwords. But the problem is, when somebody has access to your Apple account, those passwords change in the account as well. Because there's this keychain in Apple. No matter how many times you change the password, if they have access to the Apple account, they get into it, they can use the passwords when they're changed. So somebody got into my account and wired money out. Wired out everything that I had in cash. So some scammer takes the liberty to go to my account. They go to the website from the brokerage. There's FDIC insurance. There's different kinds of coverage. So, I did contact my brokerage, my bank, immediately. Since I'm covered, maybe I would be able to get the money back. I'm hoping. Isn't that what insurance is for? If somebody hacks into your account, that's fraud. They steal your money. That's a scam. It's fraudulent activity that they're doing. And so, as angry as I am, I feel like the banks, the brokerage, they're not going to just ignore this. That's a lot of money. I'm sure they can somehow fix the problem. It's a wire transfer. I asked them, can they reverse it? But it was already completed. It's a waiting game. And now I don't know how long it's going to be before I can get anything back. And I hope I can get all of it back. Because now I'm at the mercy of them. That's what I'm dealing with. You know what? I'm sorry. I can't. I don't even think I should upload this. I think I should not even. I'm not trying to be negative. But I'm telling you right now, what's happening to me, it's not right. I don't think nobody should deserve this. Nobody. I am just so sick of it. I feel like that I have just went down this road of bad luck, and it just keeps continuing, and it just won't stop. Tomorrow, I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm getting out of here, and I'm not staying here. And I hope soon that money ends up. I keep praying now. It's like I'm hoping the money's going to go back into my account, because that's it. I have some stocks that I didn't sell yet, so now I'm stressed about that, and I'm afraid if I sell them, what if they steal that? They could probably go in there and transfer stocks out anyway to another brokerage and then cash it out in their account. But maybe it's too much of a hassle. Maybe it was easier to wire something because it was already accessible, it was already there. It was in, in cash instead of still in stocks. I wish I would have just left it in stocks, but I panicked and I sold. Because I was thinking that hell was coming and everything was going to crash. It's going to be another 2008. I felt like, everything I had is my whole retirement was going to get cut in half and then get cut in half again. I'm like, well, I better get the hell out of it while I can. Ride it out. Buy back in when it's down rock bottom and ride it back up. That was my mentality. And I feel like I'm being punished for sort of what I would call gambling. Gambling in the stock market. So my attempt at gambling to ride it back up after it went down, it screwed me over. Because now the stocks went back up and my money's tied up because it's taken out of my account by some scammer. And I hope I can get it back, then put it right back into the stocks. But now I'm going to be paying a premium price because I missed the opportunity to buy low when it really hit rock bottom after I saw it coming. I watched it and I said, you know what? I'm selling now. I sold when it was still above that dip. But I've been trading stocks for so many years, so I anticipated and watched the whole entire charts, all the charts of everything. I saw what was coming. I heard what was going on. I keep up with the news, financial news. Things going on in the country. I follow the momentum of the stocks, and I make a decision based on that. And I saw that things were going down, and I needed to get out. Problem is, if I would have just left it in there, and it would have went down, and it went right back up again, like nothing happened. This is the problem. Sometimes I get a little too eager to make extra money. So I figured that's one way to do it. At the same time, I had the anxiety of losing money and I didn't know if it was going to go back up or not. But it's a chance you take. So my fear of taking the money out caused me to have cash on the sidelines. And it was a lot because it was my entire retirement. And the other stocks were just stocks that I was going to hold on for long term, just to have a little extra side income. So it's all screwed up.